This commentated version will be uploaded to YouTube, as well as the uncommented version will be linked as well.
So first, we don't like watching cutscenes, so we're turning off story skip.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
It's close enough. Also, we don't like silence either, so we're turning on a glitch called end sequence glitch, which basically gives us the end sequence music in Training Grounds. Just I thought it was a nice little touch.
Especially seeing as we had a bit of extra time to kill, because even with task movement, we can't on N64 emulation actually do BCMMM.
And since the end credits aren't playing, it means we beat the game, right? GG.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. So we're done.
Yeah.
Just stop the timer.
So yeah, what's happening now, for anyone who doesn't know, the intro story is playing in the background, which means that we will get some fade-outs into the actual intro story, but we can cancel them by getting a DK transition. Also, shout-outs to Moonkicks.
This is a very stylish barrel.
It's a standard one that you see from the any percent TAS and the 101% LOTAD. Obviously, the any percent TAS is better. No Ari, you can't.
You're off by about a second, even with task movement.
Well, half a second.
But with
Like,
LOTAD movement, you can get a 56. Hooray!
Hooray!
So a little bit of a different start than what you normally do in RTA run.
Yeah. So now we're heading back to the main menu to basically mess with the game and the memory. Firstly, who needs to examine the file?
How many segments for the LOTAD? A lot.
Yeah. Also, because
I
we
need to
have,
count.
because we have dirty SRAM, we can also do a little bit of manipulation with the high score cutscenes, not cutscenes, names.
This is splice segments, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, this is spliced. One
Input file. Who
would have been
knows how
insane.
long this would take? Oh, I guess while this is going on, you could, I guess, kind of go over what a LOTAD is as well for people who don't know. Besides the Pokemon, of course.
So basically, a LOTAD is a not optimized or not completely optimized task, and we don't fully obey all the task rules. Mostly for just viewing purposes, it makes it a little bit easier. So it's basically just a task with not spending years of optimization on it.
Dude, press F to pay respects for Chunky. That looked painful.
Will we get a leg shake? Nope.
No leg shake.
We don't get Kiwi look. So yeah, through a process of around about 4 minutes and 26 seconds, we have got all the moves in the game, but we cannot save, we cannot pause, and we cannot take damage in the conventional ways.
But now you have all the moves in the entire game. Congratulations.
Yay.
Alright, so I guess the main difference I've seen so far is that you just did different barrels during the main menu. You only did 2 as opposed to 3, I think, right?
Yeah, and we also did different barrels. Normally you do Vine Barrel inside MMM, but there is a very good reason that we do Vine Barrel outside MMM.
Yeah, I wonder what that reason will be.
Thinking face emoji. So yeah, with a very, very precise long jump, you can clip out, and you can get something which is called House Warp, which pulls you back to DK's treehouse.
And that glitch right there, is the phase walk.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about phase walk here, because it was a recently discovered glitch. I'm not sure if everyone really understands the reasoning behind it.
Okay, so in the same way that swim through walls works, walk through vertical walls or phase walk is a similar concept. So if you look a specific direction and the wall is at a specific angle, by alternating forward and neutral every frame, you can walk through walls and maintain the swim through vertical wall kind of property. So that'll be used a lot in this LOTAD, mainly to just get through pretty much every wall that you can.
And it's only along the swim through vertical walls direction. It's also another thing to highlight. So, in versions where swim through vertical walls is patched, so is this glitch.
Yeah.
Yes, all moves you can buy from Cranky, Candy, and Funky is everything you get in that thing he did in the beginning.
Also, yeah, you don't need...
Well, that was interesting.
We can void there, which saves a little bit of time on movement to this GB right here. It basically prevents swimming, and that's it.
So Kiwi, when are you doing that in runs?
Yeah. Well, whenever we figure out how to actually walk through vertical walls, that's really the big bar between this route and RTA, is walk through vertical walls. Along with a couple other sections that we'll see later on.
Like this right here.
Yeah. Good luck doing that on BC.
Also, climbing trees takes a while.
God bless Moonkicks, to be honest. And GX's question was immediately answered. That's funny.
There will be O-clips. Lots of O-clips.
Yeah, there's gonna be O-clips because, like he was explaining earlier, phase walks aren't viable in every single spot.
Normally we don't shoot that switch in runs, for a relatively good reason, but yeah, that's that little shot there saves a little bit of time later on, because of a little bit of waiting time.
Basically, it's just better to do the switches in this order if you don't need to clear the Diddy cutscene. Also, that shot's hard.
Yeah.
I did not even know that was a shot. That's pretty great.
You have to be standing, like, very, very far on the tree. And it's barely possible.
That was legit a no-scope, dude. Congratulations on making that. Dude, that was sick.
Yes, Digital Vortex. B Blast was done frame perfectly.
Also, no one likes watching golden banana dances, so we're gonna skip as many of them as possible.
Yeah, who likes 5-second cutscenes? So here's a little glitch called TBS. By doing an uncrouch shortly before entering a tag barrel, you can gain control, and by doing that, we cleared the free Diddy text whilst also entering the boss fight.
This is Armadillo.
Oh, again, whenever you see black and white on the screen, that means in reality it's actually invisible if you did it in a real game. It's just that we make it visible for viewing purposes.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why we tagged LOTAD on this, is because that requires RAM edits, and that's banned in normal tasks.
Yeah, for anyone who's watched NOE recently, you would know that we generally do this boss with DK, but we're doing it with Diddy, which we used to do a very, very long time ago when I first started NOE. And it definitely makes the boss fight a little more interesting in RTA, and it'll allow for some cool routing out of Japes.
For those unfamiliar, this is probably the hardest of all the 5 Kongs to fight this boss with, Diddy's probably the hardest because he picks up the barrels so slowly. Tiny throws them slower, but Diddy picks them up slower for whatever reason, and it makes like doing the barrel placements that Signet came up with a little more difficult.
Yeah. So we just bypass that in general and use a damage to give us invulnerability whilst we're trying.
You'll also randomly see us grab oranges throughout the run. Kinda need them. Things like this.
That's definitely not RTA viable.
Interesting, not getting the cave GB in the front.
No.
Already off to an interesting start.
Yeah. Now that we have 5 GBs, we can enter Aztec.
But we need to turn in a key first. So you know how we usually backflip up on the other side? Yeah. No.
That grab is very tough to do. Even in a task setting, it's just so annoying.
There's only a couple frames where you can actually grab that ledge, and you have to be facing it in a specific way in order to get the grab.
Mm. Also, moonkicks allow us to climb those stairs faster. Shoutouts to moonkicks.
Shoutouts to moonkicks.
What would we ever do without moonkicks? Of course.
Yep. Who wants to take vines and walk when You can just roll through walls.
You have to stay really close to the level there, because Aztec has some really close out of bounds in some areas.
Bye.
Yep. Who needs oranges to skip llama cutscene?
Right, more TBS fun.
Yeah. So using DK's Moonkick, we can get all the way to the top, and then we tag Diddy whilst in range, and that means that we can have Diddy up there without Rocket Barrel.
Yep. And just get his blueprint and go right into go free Tiny.
Wow. That was very interesting.
That cliff is, yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of precise, but yeah, it's certainly faster than Chimpy Charge or Ledge Clip.
Shoutouts to Moontails.
One thing I do want to throw out there, it's called phase walking. Walk through vertical walls is technically not a thing, because that's not really what you're doing when you're going through the wall with that movement. Shoutouts to Okong.
Yeah, even this LOTAD guy can't spell.
Unbelievable. Someday we'll learn, someday.
Yeah.
Any % correct spelled words only.
And we're done with Tiny Temple.
Or are we?
For now. Or are we?
Oh man. Dropping hints to maybe later in the run.
Thinking face emoji. So yeah, now we have Tiny, and we're immediately just going to do some stuff with her for Tiny Temple.
Of course.
This game is an absolute joke with phase walking. So this is starting something which is called Spawn Snag. Basically, if you don't load a room, certain GBs will become collectible until you load that room. So if we get that GB before that area is loaded, we can just grab it.
And you have, I believe, 1 frame to grab it or something like that?
No, it's not.
Frame once the room loads. If you never load the room, you have however long.
If you're not aware what that golden banana was, that was a golden banana in the room where you have to kill a bunch of those clap traps with Mini Monkey Tiny Kong. So he just skipped all that by doing that phase walk into the wall and then doing the spawn collection.
Also trying to skip Ponytail Twirl there, because Ponytail Twirl is slow.
Also,
Yeah.
this is faster.
Oh baby.
Who needs face clip when you can just take Diddy right through and go through the side?
Also, there's a very interesting thing with these two temples. We can moontail on top of the door and head straight to the end of the temple.
Wow. He really did get out.
So yeah, now we're going to fight our second boss of the day.
Also, ledge clips and moon kicks are slow.
Rest in peace, moon kicks for this boss. So is that the earliest possible frame you can damage him?
That was, yeah, I think that was the earliest. It's been a while since I've done this bit, but I'm pretty sure that was the earliest. Dogadon did a telegraph. Yeah. We might not see.
Said Ripman kicks, we lied.
We might not be able to do moon kicks and trough and scuff, but we can at least do the moon bosses.
Dude, look at DK's a magician, dude.
Yeah, just spawning barrels out of nowhere.
He has a second job once he defeats K. Rool.
So yeah, what we did there was that we actually stored the barrel being held, and that allowed us to pop it up later when we're in a non-busy state.
Also, we can just walk through walls.
No big deal.
Shoutouts to shoutouts to skid jump backflips.
So now we're heading to Llama Temple.
So there's some headphones in the back that we'll need. With very, very precise positioning, you can backflip to get those whilst remaining out of bounds. It's a very specific sort of coordinate, so not really RTA viable.
Also, we don't need warps like we would need in the normal RTA route.
We also don't need skew.
Wow.
So this, it might look like we've just lost some time to not getting a GB dance. But that GB dance overrode the free Lanky cutscene, which is a little bit faster than freeing Lanky normally and then doing a GB dance.
And who needs skew when you can just walk through walls?
Well, we'll need skew a little later.
Every time. That was a pretty sick damage skip.
Yeah, that becomes a 2 orange lag clip if you abuse chunk loading. It's actually, it doesn't feel that bad to do RTA. Also, Lanky is sick at stair climbing.
Also, for those who don't know, that thing where like the character doesn't spawn for like a second after you tag them, that's also a variation of TBS.
So, you may remember that we don't have skew for this section, so you think, well, how are we going to get out of this place? Well, walls don't exist. The area is just so ambiently laggy.
We are now over 4 minutes ahead of a sort of optimized N64 run.
Yeah, the splits aren't the best, but like they're as representative as I could get for this route. So this is our kind of first major use of TBS. And you'll see where it's used in a sec, but as Tudex said earlier, when the screen goes black and white, we normally can't see this, but with camera hacks, we're able to show it.
And so you're probably thinking, wait, why are we heading up here to go to factory when we haven't turned in the key?
we also don't have 15 GBs yet, so...
Yep.
The camera hack was made by Isotage. So yeah,
Nice tag.
that's the entire reason we did TBS.
It's just barely faster to do it in this order.
That's pretty funny.
So yeah, unfortunately, that general route is not faster for RTA because it requires tiny TBS to work without breaking the rules. So I don't think you'll be seeing that in RTA runs anytime soon because tiny TBS is generally not worth going for.
Tiny's skid jump is very, very low to the ground, and so it requires a very precise tag barrel height. Whereas with DK Lanky or Chunky, it's actually fairly reasonable RTA. Also, don't expect to see that in RTA rounds anytime soon. So normally you would be stuck behind that cage because you can't walk through the other side of it, but because we can walk through vertical walls, we can just void.
Are you implying you're not gonna do that twice in a run and reset on it 20 times a day? Huh? Huh?
No. Also, this is where the route really starts vastly being different than NLE as you know it. Like Japes, there's kind of the same GBs you kind of have to get. We got basically the same GBs in Aztec. Factory is where things really start getting crazy. Because we're already entering with DK instead of Lanky.
Also, some quick orange grabs here.
But what about Ricardo?
Ricardo
gets
was
an
a little too slow.
He gets an honorable mention.
Shouts to Ricardo and Kevin.
So yeah, whenever we do a snide turn in early, it's usually because we're trying to get into the next level, and so we're bumping up our GB count by turning in some blueprints.
And then of course we get TBS.
Huh.
And so we're gonna open the cage like usual. You could hear it in the background. Head over, get Lanky's production room GB. And now let's do production room. It's all pretty standard so far. We spawned Diddy's GB. We got Lanky's GB. Alright, we'll see your production room.
Interesting.
So yeah, interesting property with TBS is that your stored coordinates only update in a few conditions. One of those being when we go through a cutscene. So we just threw an orange into ourselves.
all of this should be able to be done on N64. And
Yeah,
so,
anything you see here can be done on N64.
yeah. So we're entering Funkies even though we don't need to buy anything. One, that gives us ammo. Two, that resets the entire map so that certain areas aren't loaded that we've already been to. And so we can just O-clip, and there's arcade GB.
So yeah, that's actually the arcade golden banana because that's where it's spawned. That's where it's stored in the room before it spawns for you. But since you can grab it without the room loaded, you can just grab it like that.
Yeah, there are a few dances that you are really not all too possible when you're out of bounds like that.
Also, there's number game GB. So instead of having to do the entire number game puzzle, we can just walk around the entire loop of the room after resetting the room and get the GB.
Dang, owned.
Yeah, in some circumstances, it's better to rapid fire ammo at Kasplatz.
And here's F key gold banana. Press F to pay respects because we don't do this anymore. Huh. Can you do that clip, RTA?
Yep.
You can. That's Lanky's Great Escape. If you've ever watched TJ's video on that, then yeah, that is possible RTA, but it's kind of difficult.
And usually you kind of get stuck on it for a little bit and slowly skid out.
So we do this as Tiny, mostly for tag purposes, and also for the fact that, yeah, we get to see a current Tiny Magic with optimizations.
My heart keeps singing with how close you're getting to Mad Jack that I keep thinking you're gonna fall. Oh my god. I'm gonna have a heart attack watching this.
And so a lot of this movement is just for RNG manipulation purposes to get good switch positions.
Yeah, this is spliced.
So did you have him slow jump there on purpose so it could spawn there?
Yeah.
Is there like a trick to how the switch spawns work that you figured out?
You can get it to where you don't have a fast jump, or you don't have a slow jump there, and you can still get that switch spawn. But I guess it's low optimized. It's like 1 second. I think we can ditch it.
But basically what Ring Rush had stated when he was working on the any percent cast was when you're close to Mad Jack, there's a lockout on the nearby platforms for the switches to appear. But if you get a slow jump, that gets rid of that lockout and they can still spawn close to him.
Interesting.
Also, for those of you who thought we were done with Factory.
that wheel. I'm glad LOTAD did that.
So yeah, with a good dance skip position, we can just clip
Nice.
through them. It's actually down to chunk loading that. We get enough lag for us to clip through that wall with the chunk loading. So yeah, we have some unfinished business down in the storage room. So
Let's just go.
Dude,
Morning.
sick! Oh yes, might as well. There is an FAQ that you can read. Here you go.
So, reminder, we actually never turned on production room. So we're going to have to do the entirety of what we do here without production room turned on.
Oh baby, this is what I've been waiting for, to be honest. So I don't even think the 1-to-1 LOTAD could do this.
Well, no, because you have to collect power shed GB. So yeah, getting TBS here, we can do a moon kick all the way up to DK's blueprint. And just get Diddy up here, why not?
And then why not go back down and get Chunky?
Oh my god.
So yeah, with the smoke lag, or the orange is being thrown rapidly, it generates enough lag for us to clip through that crusher. And just ledge clip into crusher room.
I think it's pretty safe to say that factory just got thoroughly destroyed right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And so there's a... When you play your instrument on these pads, you can direct where the golden banana will spawn, so we can direct it on the ledge. And since we're high enough above the ground, the game thinks that we're too high to actually have the animation play, and it skips the dance.
Just using TBS to speed some things up there. Also, who needs to watch Switch cutscenes?
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
So Galleon. I wonder what we could be doing. Oh, there's Cannon Game.
Alright, well, good Galleon. Good watch.
Yeah, that void was that void was very important to what we're going to be doing.
Yes. That void was actually a 9 or 10 second time save in the long run. So
Okay, well my video player's just messed up.
So we need that instrument ammo for later as well.
I like how the enemies don't even respond to you that are in the barrels.
And we got Skew and Galleon.
So
What is
yeah,
this skew?
so this is kind of an interruption skew. It's like normal skew with gun skew, but think about it in reverse. So we have to click through things backwards.
What's wrong with Tiny? I didn't think this kind of skew was possible.
And so you can actually very easily RTA once you get cannon interruption skew. Just pull out your gun and jump backwards into a wall to get through it. But yeah, now we have TBS again.
Where
So, yeah,
exactly are you going?
Well,
So it's a very specific spot that you'll recognize once we actually get there. Yeah. So there's a GB stored behind Snides, and that is Diddy's ship GB.
Wow.
But the reason why we couldn't have the grayscale viewing of where we were going is because that will actually load the area and thus prevent the snagging of the GB that's stored there. So, the intro Galleon cutscene actually loads Lighthouse area and makes it so that GB isn't there, but the Void resets the entire map, and that's why the Void was so important.
yeah.
Oh, this looks like a normal NLE run now.
You think?
It's a Diddy's blueprint.
Oh,
Yeah.
I lied.
So we'll be going to a rather unused Trophenscoff here.
Interesting choice.
And we use this one simply because it's better to tag. So, I basically ripped off Bismuth for this strat here, so if you don't like the strats done here, blame Bismuth.
LOTAD's already bad, it got hit in Puff Toss.
It's such a shame that even LOTAD is so bad they have to use hacks to have infinite health.
That fireball scares me every time.
It's actually, I got a few situations where the fireballs were actually intersecting the path, so you have to do a little bit of manipulation here and there to direct them elsewhere, or get them to blow up early.
Beautiful. Beautiful puff toss. Almost as good as me, to be honest.
So that puffed us, I think it's a 143, which is equivalent to what the 101 LOTAD got. So I think that the times are rather comparable between Two Doses strat and Bismuth strat.
I believe you can get a high 140-ish on N64, so very close. You can do it RTA anyway.
And so yeah, we also chose that because it's a very nice pathway to get to Lanky's blueprint.
One of the annoying things with this is that the water fluctuates, which actually makes it interesting to get that ledge grab. So there's only like a really, really, really small spot which you can get that to happen with the water cycle as it is.
So yeah, this is pretty standard.
Won't be for long though. So one of my biggest complaints about this room is that the swim through vertical walls direction is not very nice. But hey, we can just long jump aerial over the corridor and void. Oh, and hey, that's Gallium.
Oh. I wasn't even expecting it to end there. Oops. Well.
Rip split.
Wait, did we miss blueprints?
Yeah, we just skipped Chunky's blueprint.
And Chunky's.
Interesting. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. I guess I'm still locked in the 40 blueprints thing.
Also, yeah.
This is an interesting GB to get.
Who needs 20 fairies? We haven't even got the fairy camera yet, which I think is the ironic thing. We've already got the prize.
And while we're here, we might as well get the camera. It's useful. Mainly because of Shockwave and killing Kasplax. But there are some other reasons to get it.
That's, the oak clip there is very far from RTA viable.
What?
Yeah, so by getting TBS, you gain control inside the banana port warp thing. So you get a chance to do a double banana port warp. But there is actually a circumstance where you can actually get a soft lock if you banana port warp too early. So unfortunately, we have to collect a fairy here. Our count for oranges just got way too low, and we're just eating through them way too quickly. But it ends up being good for the run in the long run.
We tried very hard not to need to get that fairy. But
Yeah.
we just really needed oranges. Wait, Which is honestly kind of ironic. We have all these other methods of getting out of bounds without oranges, and yet we still, even to this day, need O-clips. So all kind of standard NLE stuff.
Yeah, again, using camera and positioning manipulation, we can direct this GB to be in a specific spot.
Because
Also, that
obviously
rock,
we don't like to dance.
that rock is very helpful there. Shoutouts to Adam Whitmore for that. If you backwards aerial into that portal at the right time, you can just clip through it.
And so we just skid jump backflipped into the loading zone. And then skid jump long jump. And dance skip it.
I know,
Also,
hey,
yeah.
our old friend is
baby.
back.
So we're gonna do skew this way.
What you see in runs is just so boring, apparently.
I'm only watching LOTAD from now on. Sorry, Kiwi.
It's fine, I understand. Wait, who's Kiwi?
Who is Kiwi? If you don't know who Kiwi is, post who's Kiwi in chat. Oops.
So yeah, as I said earlier, because we're facing in the other direction, we have to clip through backwards. Which makes it very interesting to clip through a few areas.
Like that one.
You damage clipped into that golden banana using an orange. Very cool.
Yeah.
So another thing to add on what Balam said earlier, your hitbox doesn't exist on the bottom, I think, but it still exists on the top, which is why you can't normally clip the way you're angled right now.
Also, unfortunately, we need to use the gun for that bit. Chunky just couldn't clip through that without the gun.
And now we don't need skew anymore.
Welcome to bonus stage. Well done!
You still barely missed the 31 there. It's only like a few frames that you miss it by, but unfortunately we have to settle for the 30. So we do a TBS here, purely for the fact that Lanky is slightly faster with swimming.
And then also, who needs to walk around an underground when you can just go right to the blueprint?
Dang, I didn't know it was connected like that.
It's one of the things that I would eventually like to incorporate into a run. It's actually decently feasible with three vertical walls with the camera.
So yeah, who needs a beaver? So you remember that we never collected the cave GB with Diddy and Jake Swan? So it's a really fast GB, so why not just collect it now? Also, 2-dose splits coming up.
Got it. We are about 13 minutes ahead of the N64 Sword of Summer Best.
Some are best in inverted commas. So one thing I should note is that even though, like, I tried to be very uncontroversial with entering levels in terms of the B locker, so it might not be the optimal way to enter, but like I wanted it to be as uncontroversial as possible, so there's no questioning.
I don't know, this looks like it's cheating to me.
So what we just did was we got TBS and then we grabbed the mushroom, and that warps us to the origin of the map, which is conveniently in fungi by the mushroom. So.
Oh god, I have nightmares about that orange clip still.
Yeah, that's an old. Well, it's what it was used in the Funky Weapons glitch route from NLA back a few years ago. So we're bringing it back for the NLA LOTAD.
And also, how did you stop midair to collect that golden banana in that room?
We used an aerial,
Okay.
which just maintains your height.
What?
Giant
a thing?
mushroom. Giant mushroom is laggy enough where you can bonk on that and you'll just touch the loading zone.
Oh my god, what a game.
Game is laggy. So, for anyone who's watched the, yeah, something special is going to be coming up.
Anyone like tiny, skewed, with rocket barrel and no guns? Because I sure do.
Yeah.
Just
Yes,
kidding, she does have her gun.
We did really get that blueprint in Rocket Barrel with skew.
And the reason why you do this is so you can get this golden banana, the beanstalk one.
I mean, it's a fast GB, so why not go for it?
It's strange how the game prevents you from going up high to grab that golden banana. It's like it
Yeah.
almost predicted that you could do something like this.
So yeah, this is different from how we normally do fungi, because normally we now do this area from Snides all the way to DK's blueprint, but we're now doing it in reverse.
Interesting way to make sure you get that clip.
So unfortunately, phase walking doesn't work in this direction, so we have to orange clip. But yeah, we don't need the nil clip that runs use.
We used gun skew for rocket barrel gun skew, or for rocket barrel skew.
So yeah, this is we're entering the fight here. We normally fight this one with DK or Chunky. But let's just go.
Huh?
Let's just go full meme. So shout outs to Adam for that. He helped a lot with me understanding that trick. So there is a small time frame whenever you enter Snide, except the first time, where you can jump and change your position if you have your stick held. So you can just change the position that the Kong looks whilst getting a GBs.
Oh, banana.
Also, splits coming 2 days. We just do a tiny TBS there to get Diddy to exit Fungi.
Saving time.
So the unfortunate thing with emulation at the moment is that Kongs seem to have a slight VC property where they fall down faster, so we can't make that jump without grabbing the ledge.
Also, a reminder, even with that fungi, we got extra golden bananas and we still saved time. Although we did turn in less blueprints. I think only one less though, right?
One more.
Less blueprint we turned in fungi.
No, we should have turned in all the ones that we do in
Okay.
normal runs.
So yeah, extra golden bananas, turn in the same number of blueprints, and we saved 5 minutes, almost.
So yeah, we open Caves and Castle now, but we don't have enough golden bananas to go to Castle, so we might as well just go to Caves.
Who is ready for meme jump?
I'm sure gonna fail it.
Oh my god, here it comes, here it comes! Oh my god, he got it! The madman, LOTAD. The madman, dude.
Who needs to punch ice walls?
Nice clip.
So yeah, something interesting which real-time runners can implement is that if you look a certain way when you get a shockwave or when you release a shockwave, if it hits a Kasplat, most Kasplats will actually drop their blueprint in that direction.
There's a few that don't, though. Tiny's and Aztec is the first one that comes to mind.
Also, good camera positioning and Diddy positioning means that we can make that dance skip. So Crystal Caves, we'll be seeing a lot of interesting things in this level. And a lot of, a very different route from what we do RCA. For the first part, we normally collect that GB in the middle of the caves, but we might as well collect that at the start because we're just right.
Nice leg jump over that. Oh my god. That was sick.
So we need to kill a little bit of time before that to get that long jump. And so people complain at this cutscene because it's just there. But because it reloads the chunk in a certain way, you can just go through that wall.
Good use of time.
Also, reminder we haven't got the Orang stand sprint first time text yet. So that wastes time, so
Dang.
who needs it?
So fast.
So, I'm hoping that Jag approves of my rotating room kick here. Hopefully that was good enough for Jag standards.
You did it twice.
And then there's just a weak seam there that you can roll through. It's somewhat common on PA strap, but this is not.
So yeah, the GB
Madman.
the GB is actually above that room. So with an orange clip and a moon kick, we can actually get that GB. So unfortunately, we're slightly limited from the fact that we don't have unlimited oranges, practically. But we still do that room pretty quickly.
And you get a lot of leeway for blowing that golden banana while you die.
Yeah. Walls don't exist.
Neither do igloos.
So this is something new. So, what happens if I told you that a blueprint isn't necessarily assigned to a specific Kong? Let's say that a blueprint can be picked up as any Kong, like Diddy's.
Oh my god. The madman
So that-
actually did it!
So we actually just got Diddy's blueprint for Koza.
So, blueprint wrong grabbing is actually legal in No Levels early runs, but it hasn't really been implemented yet. Kiwi has been sort of been working on implementing it, but we keep finding new things that are not as difficult to bring the time down, so we haven't really been able to do it yet.
Also, the fact that we switched to Helm Escape allowed us to get rid of a lot of the longer blueprints that it really hasn't made it as worth it.
Yeah, so for instance, we would have gotten rid of DK's Galleon, but now that we've switched over to... Well, this is cool. Nice.
So yeah, the top half or the ceiling or floor of that maze doesn't exist. So we can just skid jump backflip into it. And hey, now to collect Chunky's actual blueprint.
Let's go
Oh,
turn
banana.
into blueprints.
Yeah, so if you need a break, there's, I would say, a 2 to 3 minute break if you need the bathroom or if you need a drink. Go grab it now.
Or some popcorn.
I guess I'll do that. I'll be right back. Just spam the chat with old banana in the meantime. There we go.
See whether I have anything interesting.
Oh, banana.
Kiwi providing his excellent voice work as usual.
Hey, we haven't gotten to Caves Boss yet. So yeah, more TBS, just to get to loading zones quicker.
Yeah.
Don't waste time tagging.
So yeah, there's a pretty long blueprint turn-in session here. This allows us to get a lot of GBs quickly that we got earlier in the run. I think there's going to be something like 20 GBs turned in here.
That
20
sounds
sounds
about right, yeah.
Yeah. 20 GBs turned in right here. So...
And by turning them in all at once, we only get one snide cutscene, we only get one dance. So it's much more beneficial to turn them all in at once than to turn them in each individual level.
We need some more bananas. Thank you, Kiwi.
No problem.
By the way, these are the last GBs that we're going to be turning in. So get ready to do some stuff.
Don't we turn in DKs in? Oh, you've been just in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, we need to turn in DKs in Castle, but
Why do the Kongs drop out to start or drop down to start the cutscene? It's because we're jumping to just turn them in a specific direction. It's just for show. So yeah, now we need to fight Key 6 boss.
and we're gonna have the best boss music.
In Kiwi's opinion.
This is the best boss music. I agree with him.
Yes. I've got Tudos on my side.
Dang. Thank you, Kiwi.
No problem.
Rest in peace, quick kill.
Yeah. I was actually working on trying to find, like, we've been working on trying to find a quick quill for quite a while, but we haven't found anything yet in terms of RTA.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Moonkicks.
You want to talk a little bit about the bone displacement fix as well, Blam, since we have time?
Oh yeah, so in older versions of emulators, DK64 had this crippling problem with like just graphical spiking and parts of his body being everywhere, and it made just like if you were to not take that out, it would just make the LOTAD or any task look horrible. So the 101% LOTAD did some RAM edits to get rid of that, but now current versions of emulators got rid of that, so thanks to that we now have good quality, or good video quality. So yeah, also something which I should note is that, as I said in Dogadon 1, if you perform certain button presses on a barrel, you can actually store it. So you see here how the barrel's floating in the mid-air, but DK's not grabbing it, and so we're constantly jumping and rolling to make sure that DK doesn't pick up that barrel. But whenever we stop jumping or rolling or doing anything busy, he'll just, like, the barrel will snap back to him.
LOTAD stands for Low Optimized Tool Assisted Demonstration.
Also, yeah, if you're standing close enough to the boss, the fireballs will actually explode on Armadillo, being all the way up there. Oh, and hey, that's Armadillo defeated. So yeah, we've got one or two things left in caves. Shoutouts to Moonkicks. Okay, split's coming up, by the way. And so yeah, that's Crystal Caves.
Thoroughly love seeing Crystal Caves get destroyed by phase walking or walk vertical walls, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
So for those just tuning in here, what you are watching now is the Donkey Kong 64 No Levels Early LOTAD. It's not really a task, but it does use tools to make a optimized sort of run here, per se. Not quite super optimized, but more optimized than like any RTA runner could do it.
If you've got any questions, they might be answered by the FAQ in the title.
So you may have noticed we just skipped the blueprint completely. That's because we already turned in Diddy's blueprints in caves. It's actually really, really slow to walk back to the tag barrel in terms of tasks.
Also, clipping into the tree is pretty easy with phase walking. Also, walls are not solid. So, like with Aztec, how we got a, we did TBS and we did a moon kick to get higher places with Diddy, we're just gonna do the same here.
And you know what? Let's see Fly Swatter Kong.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Yeah. This barrel gives a lot of pain to RTA runners. It's not even, it's fast enough, but it's not in and out because it's just so annoying and so inconsistent. You know, Task can do kind of good with this barrel.
Well done.
Just get a casual 45. So, coming up is the final blueprint turn-in of the run. It's a pretty short one, though.
Last chance to post O Banana in the chat. If you want to post some O Banana, destroy my chat. Now is the time to do it.
So yeah, that's the last that we'll be seeing of Snide.
But we still need 2 more golden bananas.
Yeah, and also 2 more keys. Falcon, we pressed A in a certain direction within a small window, and that makes DK face a different way than intended.
And again, who needs 400 bananas anyway? Like really? Is it? Come on. Even if in like let's just don't you think that requirement's a little ridiculous? Like come on, that's why we do that.
So yeah, this is some lag reduction strats. We do a little bit more lag reduction in the LOTADs, the 101 LOTADs. So 101 LOTADs did some, but also went for entertainment. We do a little bit more, which means that we save a little bit more time, but it's maybe not as entertaining in terms of what it does. We do get those quick hits though. Yes, it is possible to cannon skew in here, but it's really, well, it's not annoying, but it's just not useful. Yeah, you use the lasers to take damage. So by swimming through vertical walls and hitting the void, you actually go to the next Kong. Which means that we can get a nice quick hit on that first cycle.
Also, stylish backflips.
Yeah, if you hold Z, you can maintain crouch, and that means you can backflip. So yeah, that's the final key boss defeated. Unfortunately, it was not a very good boss. It was easily foiled by launching ourselves at it.
He's also a little flat.
A little bit. So like we said earlier, you can void to tag another Kong, or to go to the next Kong. We can void here to grab the key really quickly. And hey, we still keep tiny. So, reminder, we actually never got tiny headphones, so we're gonna have to do this without instruments.
Oh baby, this is fun. What? What the? Hello?
You throw an orange and you kill one of the flies.
Nice.
And that actually turns out to be around about the same speed as with an instrument play. So that might even be, like, you'd have to get really, really lucky, but might be potential for RTA if you really want to risk it.
No thanks. I'll get my instrument, thank you. So now we need to remind LOTAD to turn in 2 keys.
Yes. We don't want it doing one key and then going up to Helm and just going, hang on, Helm's not open. Shoutouts to Kiwi for doing that a couple of times.
Me, Emo, I think all of us have done it at least once at some point.
I think I've done it once.
Oh yes, make sure we tell. Okay, LOTAD turn in 2 keys instead of 1.
Yeah.
We got it, Tudos.
So the running joke here is that basically a lot of No-Love's early runners, I've done it, a lot of people have done it, we'll only turn in 1 key there and forget to turn, because you need to turn in keys 6 and 7 to open the mouth. And some people just leave after 1 key, so lost time and runs to that.
So, going all the way to Monkey Port is kind of slow.
So, yeah. Let's do TBS.
Nice.
So, interesting property about this B-Lock. It can only be activated by Chunky. So that means we have to get to the other side of Chunky. We also want to avoid a long vine trip. So just a few skid double jumps make that. And hey, we're in with DK. So this helm, massive shout outs to Ringrush for this. This is Ringrush's route for helm that is uber optimized. It didn't make it into the 90% task because it's not quite as entertaining. It's only like 1 second slower to do the switch kick route, but this is 1 second faster. So we'll just be skipping the entirety of Blastomatic Room. Getting a moon kick off that. Getting a very precise height gain. That height gain is really, really annoying. So that was equivalent to a 51 IGT key grab.
Dang, that was pretty insane too.
And then we're just gonna walk out of a wall to escape.
This is faster than death warping.
Yes. You skip an animation and you skip a loading zone. So, there's a 1 minute 30 cutscene if you turn in all keys. And it's kind of annoying, let's say. It's really fun. It's the best cutscene in the game, but it's a real time burner on runs. So what if I told you that we could skip that?
What?
Yep. And it requires a rainbow coin.
So we got that rainbow coin, cancel the text at a certain point to gain control in this, do a walk through vertical walls and void, and that skips the cutscene.
Wow.
And that is called takeoff skip. And hey, enter K. Rool.
Imagine wanting to skip the best cutscene in the game. I'm disappointed in you, LOTAD. Disappointed.
I tried for like a week to get that, so I could do it in runs. And unfortunately on BC, because the loading zones are so quick, as you go to get out of bounds, even if you get a perfect skid jump to get out of bounds with the camera, you're just not fast enough.
So, I tried to make the K. Rool fights as interesting as I could with this. So, and there's also 1 or 2 new strats in it, so don't go away quite yet.
Dude, I guess 134, so I'm totally owned unless he somehow found a credits warp here, a boss warp.
Unfortunately, we didn't.
Dang.
Yes, we have to watch that cutscene. The 1 minute 30 second cutscene is normally viewed in runs. So what we actually managed to get there was a moon kick. So we managed to get a moon kick into that barrel, just for show. We have to wait anyway, because K. Rool does a little bit of walking. Also, for people who like to keep note of in-game time isn't fully accurate on emulator for K. Rool. I think on console that's around about equivalent to a high to 25. So yeah, phase walking.
Oh my god, this is great. Oh my god. Oh my god, the warp back.
So yeah, by shooting the final switch in these framed perfectly, you can skip the long cutscene of him taking off the helmet and intermix it with the walking. So yeah, that trick there is normally pretty hard to do on runs. You don't really get it all too often, but it does save a decent amount of time. So we get a little bit of play around time here.
That third kill still gets me every time. Like that you can get it that quick.
So yeah, we just casually got a 223, not 223, 222 lanky face. That's around about equivalent to a 223 on console. Like a high 223. Yeah, this cutscene's around about 10 seconds faster on emulator compared to N64, which is an unfortunate emulation bug.
Yeah, there's some weird random lag spikes and no lag at all in various places still with the emulator. I'm not sure if that's ever going to be fixed, but it's definitely a lot more accurate than it used to be, that's for sure.
So I tried to make this phase generally as as entertaining as I could whilst doing all the lag reduction I could. So yeah, by going out of the ring and dipping below a certain Y value, you can warp straight to the center of the ring, which means that we can get into that barrel without having to cross the middle.
Also, shoutouts to Tiny Skid Jumps.
Yeah, skid jumps help a lot in to get into those barrels whilst the shockwaves are there. So yeah, normally we fire at the toes for the orange. Let's fire it off the wall and bounce it back. So, you know, we've looked at the ceiling for quite a while. Tiny's a bit tired, so let's just go and talk to the crowds. Mess around there a little bit.
Secretly, it's chat out there. See, you were right here alongside us while we made this.
So all chat is wacky waving inflatable tube men or whatever it's called.
Wacky waving
Yes.
inflatable arm flailing tube men.
Unfortunately, we can't do a bounce for that fourth toe. The wall on that side is a little bit further, and so the orange just explodes too far away. So yeah, this is Chunky Phase. We're going to see one or two new things in this phase, so get ready.
Is it going to be LOTAD choking the world record and backflipping?
Exactly. 2 days for the guesses. So normally you have to wait for a little bit of a cycle to hit this pad, and it loses a bit of time. We can get in before that cycle with a phase walk.
Wow.
Doing the usual aerial jump pounds, oh sorry, the spin jump pounds to get to the switch faster. All these people want me to do a backflip. Two quick ones. And there we go.
Alright, so the time of my stream is 1:44:34. What is the actual final time?
It was 1:44:34.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So yeah, that chunky phase is actually equivalent to a 2:17 on console. The world record on N64 for the fastest IGT is a 2:07. So all the stuff that you see like really saves a big bunch of time in chunky phase.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of movement tricks that we don't do, especially that phase walk and skid jump to the back to the hunky chunky barrel. Yeah, that was a really solid showing. Definitely got to see a bunch of returning stuff and some new stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any last words here while we let the credits play?
Yeah. Well, firstly, shout outs to Adam Whitmore. He got the closest time. He was 10 seconds off.
What was the guess?
His was 1:44:44.
Oh, dang. Nice job, Adam Whitmore. Everyone say hi to Adam Whitmore for getting the closest to the correct Nova's Early LOTAD time.
So yeah, this run has been a lot of work, a lot of energy been put by several runners who have helped with routing and helped with a few suggestions. I guess the major person I've got a shout out first is Kiwi. He obviously helped me big time with the route for all of this. hence why he's a co-author.
Hi.
Shout outs to Ring Rush as well. I basically stole a lot of his strats for a few things, especially like his helm. That was him who came up with all the ideas for how to do helm that quick. Some other stuff that was taken from the 101 LOTAD, and also the any percent task was also his idea, so shout outs to him. Shout outs to Adam who helped me with Dogadon. Shout outs to also, let me get this right, Tudos, Obio, Emo Arbiter, and Nernicus, who also helped with the route as well, and also Mittens, who helped me out with a few task elements as well.
Did something useful, hooray! Woo!
And also shout outs to Isotage for the program which really helps with tasking, which is Script Talk. Script Talk is very, very good for tasking, and honestly this run would not be nearly as good without it, because a lot of things just become so much easier. Who is the non-runner with the closest estimate? I think, discounting Adam, the closest was Joseph Fireseed.
Oh baby, what was his guess?
1:45:45.
Okay, so 2 minutes off, not bad.
1 minute and
Oh,
11.
1 minute.
Yeah, it was
I
something like
can't
that.
count.
Math is hard. Big shout outs to Ballum for really giving it the final push over the last month. Like, we were really wanting to have this done before SGDQ, just to get a little bit of hype for what's to come. A nice big showing of the category, get more people interested in it, because in general this has kind of been the category that is less interested in by people. I know, at least personally for myself, I was never going to run NLE, and then I decided to do a blind race with TJ one day, and I've basically run it non-stop since. So
why don't you just why
there's a
don't you
lot of
say
cool
something about SGDQ, because I don't even think we even mentioned it this whole time.
So I will be running No Levels Early at SGDQ 2017 on Monday, the July 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern. I think it's scheduled for right now. They keep moving the time, so it's probably changed. Check the SGDQ schedule for accurate times for your time zone. I will be doing the Helm Escape route that I do in my PV. It should be a lot of fun. There's donation incentives as well, which I'm not sure are released to the public yet. They may be. But yeah, there's at least one donation incentive. But should be a lot of fun. There's 3 people guaranteed on the couch, also with Tudos pending regarding other things that we won't get into on stream, but hopefully Tudos will be able to make it as well. So shout outs to Secret Humor Man, Captain Cole, and Mittens, who will be joining my couch, and hopefully we'll put on a decent show for everyone.
That,
I guess
oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, I also forgot to shout out TJ for Face Walking, which basically made this run a lot easier on oranges. Like, the route beforehand was just so intensive on oranges. So I think that TJ deserves a shout out for his discovery and work with phase falling / walking.
That being said, thanks for watching Blam and Kiwi's LOTAD of DK64 No Levels Early. Perhaps sometime in the future we will have low-optimized methods virtually repeated expeditiously, or Lombre, or maybe something like a low unoptimized demo intentionally created originally less optimally, or a Ludicolo. So maybe that will come in the future, who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching. Why don't one of you two pick out a raid target here, so I can close out stream on that?
Okay.
Uh,
Also, we got a 3-minute IGT